Hey, good day, my friends. Happy Easter weekend for everyone. I hope everyone's having a fabulous weekend. Even though we have a hard time right now not being able to be around family and friends, events, things that typically go on for today. So we try to gather online to celebrate in the ways that we celebrate. So this message I wanted to put out today, it's for people who live in the past, who are suffering with living in the past or fear of the future. And I'm going to teach you how to escape from the suffering within our minds. And I've only just acquired this myself within the last 3 weeks. And I always give myself as an example to relate with people so you can understand where I'm coming from. And it is from all the work that I've done since July. I've been working every day nonstop to be at this point at where I'm at today so I can give back. And with myself, I was suffering every single day and night, suffering, because I was living through the consciousness of my mind, meaning that within our mind, the consciousness that we have within our mind that we live in is based on time, past and future. And the true beings of who we are with our inner spirit, our body of energy inside of our physical body, is always present. It doesn't live in the past. It doesn't live in the future. So we typically suffer within our minds. So you have true alignment when? Is there a situation, not a situation, is there a time, I ask you to think back, is there a time where you were, say, looking at a sunset, or you were up in the mountains, and you're taking in the view, you were taking it in, and just feeling it. You weren't thinking about anything. You were present at that moment. You were not living through your mind thinking about different things. You were just present in that moment, taking it all in. That is when you're aligned to the true self, to your true self, is when we're present, because the body of energy in each of us, the true being of who you are, is always living in the present moment. It is never living, it is not it is connected to our mind on some sense, but it is not our minds. I'll give an experience as well for myself, and with that as well, it's always, that is a glimpse that I can give you where you are truly aligned to your inner spirit, is when you've had those moments where you were not in your mind, you were in the moment, taking in those views. With myself, when I had my death experience, when I tried committing suicide my last time, with actually following through with it, where my body did stop breathing, the pain and suffering I was in within my mind, depression, anxiety, those symptoms, of the overthinking and the way that we feel that we can't handle through the suffering, is all within our mind again. When I actually died, so I was feeling all this pain, I was feeling the anxiety, I had enough of it, it was going on for such a long time. When my body stopped breathing and there was a shift, when we die, when we physically die, when our body physically dies, there is no separation of time, it's instant. You shift from the consciousness of your mind to the consciousness of the true being of who you are. So when I did die, so I was going through the pain and suffering, to try to end my life. And then when I succeeded, it shifted to my true consciousness of who I am. And we all have access to this true consciousness to escape our pain and suffering from our mind. But when it was aligned to my inner spirit, the first thing was, the pain and suffering was gone. And the first thing I said was, God, I don't want to die. Can you show me the other side? And then I went through my experiences. We're at a place, like I said, our inner spirit, our body of energy is timeless. There is no time. Time, again, is only within our mind to live out our life here in the ways that we need. When I came back to my body, after 4 minutes, I came back to my body. When I came back to my body and I started breathing again, then the shift went from the true consciousness that I was living in back up to my mind. And right away I was pissed off, and I was like, why am I alive again? You know, I was living through the state of the consciousness within my mind. And I just use that for an example because I want to try to have people understand there is two levels of consciousness within all of us. And I'm going to, what I do today, because I do not live within my mind, the consciousness of my mind anymore, so I do not think of the past. I do not focus on the future. I mean, yes, I have goals and whatnot, but I don't live in fear of what is to come because it hasn't come yet. The only time that we truly have is now. Right now, the moment you're watching this video, right now, you're present, you're listening, you're focusing. Once this video is over, it is in the past. So when we align to the true being of who we are, because I live through this state of consciousness now, and I spend about 4 hours a day for the last 4 weeks practicing on shifting my awareness. And it's focusing on our breath. Because when we focus on our breath, our mind cannot think. This is part of meditation. The whole point of meditation is being present in the moment now, and escaping our mind and being conscious with the true being of who we are. The more you start learning to meditate where you're focusing on your breath, it goes even deeper than that though. Because once you start focusing on your breath, then it's shifting your awareness to observing. So you need to observe your body, observe the energy. And then you become one with the true self of who you are. And that is the freedom that I want to give each and every one of you who needs to hear this message today. And it takes practice because sometimes I start overthinking about things, but it kind of pops up in my head. But I've practiced so much now that I come back to my breath instantly within breathing in and out 3 times. And then I align myself to being aware and observing what my mind is trying to think. And I live, I don't suffer no more. And I just wanted to put that out there for whoever needs to hear this message today. You know, if you're a person who smokes weed or uses drugs to escape your mind, this is free. You do not need to go out and use drugs no more. You do not need to smoke weed anymore. You know, I've had anxiety, severe social anxiety, the severe depression with 12 suicide attempts in my past. You know, I've done a lot of work to be where I am today so that I can give back to people who are still suffering. And I continue to thrive on knowledge and growing so I can keep continuing to give back more than the knowledge that I have today to be able to give back. So I hope I hope my point was very clear with trying to help someone because it is my passion. It's crazy. Since I died and come back to my body that one time 2 years ago, a little over 2 years ago, I've grown with amazing healing abilities to connect, to stay connected because I can physically see spirits. So I work with them, and I'm still connected because of my death. I'm still connected to the other side, very strong, like in a very strong sense, where my healing abilities to heal, to connect to the frequency of energy from the other side, a different dimension, to bring into this side to hold the vibration and allow people to watch my replays. And please, I have a replay from maybe a week or 2 ago when I did my last live healing session. If you're suffering, you can use this energy that's recorded into the audio to help you in any physical pain, any emotional pain and suffering, or mental health illnesses. You can use the energy, but set your intentions on what it is you want healed. And it is free. The energy is free. We do not have to pay for it. And it is the strongest form of energy that we're able to connect with. And next weekend is my first weekend where I'm going to have my class teaching about all this stuff, but also teaching you how to heal like I heal, to be able to connect to the other side to a very high frequency that is not from this dimension. This is the best way to put it. So, so yeah, I hope everyone has a fantastic weekend. I love each and every one of you. And maybe next weekend or during this week, I'll throw up another live healing session that I'll put on maybe Wednesday, Thursday. I'm not sure. I don't want to commit to anything right now, but I'm looking forward to my class starting. I got 2 classes going this weekend, and it's only about 2.5 hours of my class. Most I'm taking is 10 people per class. And I'm going to teach you all of this stuff so that you can live an amazing life, because we all deserve to live an amazing life. And yeah, I hope everyone has a fantastic weekend. Stay safe. If you feel sick, please participate and be open to my healing sessions that I do have recorded and left for each and every one of you who is open to the healing that I'm able to provide. So I hope everyone has a great week, and bye for now.